Merry meet, Annie here. We're talking about the season of water in this video. The season of water began with Mabon and it runs through Samhain until the winter solstice. So a little bit more about the season of water, because it means a whole lot of different things, as will each of the seasons that follow of earth, air, and fire. Ernie decided to point the camera in a different direction. The season of water. It begins externally for a lot of us in the Northern Hemisphere as a time of storm. I know we're still in the hurricane season here, and there are other more dramatic aspects of nature that have to do with water that are occurring for a lot of us at this time of the year. In a way, the season of water comes in like a lion and out like a lamb. We have the drama of summer thunderstorms still hanging in through September for a lot of us. We do have tornado and hurricane seasons that are winding down, well, in my case, lasting through most of the season of water. That water in the early stages, the drama aspect of water, that's passion. Water as the element of emotions reminds us that we can be carried away by our passions, and that can be a very good thing. Things like devotion and love and adoration, even softer emotions like respect, come out of that place of passion. But we can also experience an overabundance of emotion, part of the turbulent season of water. Ernie's being a nuisance. Here, honey, why don't you go on the bed? Come here. You don't want to be here? Huh? You don't want to go on the bed? Well, then go out with Dad. Come on. Go. Well, now, okay. Now that Ernie's been banned, he's too fidgety. He doesn't want to settle down. I know you all don't mind his snoring. In fact, a lot of you enjoy it, but he doesn't need to be walking with a camera around the room, does he? So we're talking about, early on in the season of water, the turbulence of emotions, what rises up in us that's kind of an overexpression of emotion. At the end of the summer, we're experiencing with all of the emotions of the first harvests and sacrifice, loss and grieving, all of which need to be felt. But felt at the turbulent level, they rip our heart out, don't they? And then, somewhere in the season of Mabon, things start to quiet down. Water doesn't become the storm anymore. It doesn't become the rolling, boiling surface of water, wave or pushed by wind and storm. It starts to settle down. And water starts to mean the still pond. At its deepest level, it's the water that lies still deep within the earth, in a cave in the womb of the mother. Those emotions are the internal emotions that are connected to the elements of the season of Mabon that have to do with stillness, quiet, silence, awareness. They're the kind of emotions that one doesn't distract us from full feeling of another. In the turbulent season of water, usually whatever is our primary emotion of the moment overwhelms us, and that is what we live with until we deal with it, address it, and balance it out with all the other emotions that are part of our being human. The season of Mabon, as it moves into late September, is the quiet, still waters. And it also then, as we come closer to Samhain, becomes the water within. Not just how we deal with what's around us, situations and people and environment, but truly what settles down and lives within us. Water becomes reflection then, the opportunity to consider from different perspectives. To dare to not be right, in a way, to explore, be willing to change and transform. Yet another power in the season of water. Transformation at the beginning of the season of water, which is often a season of storm for many of us, it's violent. Water rushes like a torrent and flows through and taking everything with it. It wipes things clean, purifies for sure, but it leaves the territory behind it changed. And, I dare say, changed forever. But once that rush and that torrent is over with in the season of water, and it's happening about this time in the season of water, all that rushing, the pell-mell, instinctual, passionate movement forward is becoming the stillness and the quiet and the opportunity for introspection, reflection, and letting that be the way that water transforms us. The season of water is about, and this is all aligned to the symbology for the water element itself, emotion, connection, devotion, empathy, and the feeling of security. And by that I don't mean, creating security. These are emotions. This is the emotion of feeling secure. That's emotions. Outward projections in the season of water. Peace, awareness, unity. Water is a unifying element. It takes everything in. It becomes one with whatever it takes in, and whatever it takes in becomes one with it. So connections, interconnectedness, the way we feel in relationship to family, community, loved ones, even nature. That's part of the outward expression of water. Intuition. At this time of year especially, late or later on, say midway through the season of Mabon, intuition. It's the going within and sitting with and being aware of the reflection and the echoes that are part of the season of water, where intuition and dreaming, let's not forget dreaming, and pliancy. Water is the changing element as the season began in storm and drama. And then it settles into, the closer we get to Samhain, it settles into water isn't the agent of change so much anymore. It is changed. We may rush headlong through life, and we need to, in order to be creative and get things done. And then there comes the moment when we are still and we allow what's flowing around us that we haven't created to change us. Pliancy, flexibility, being supple, all the beautiful, conforming in the best way possible aspects of water. And we don't want to forget water as purification. Taking away, literally taking away what we don't need. Taking it not only out of us, but away from us, where we're no longer connected to us. We have to be water for ourselves in this time of the year when we consider the things that no longer serve and the things, well, you could say we need to move away from, but what if we just let water take it away from us? There's a peacefulness in that kind of release and letting go that only water, I think, can offer. Each element, of course, has its cleansing, an aspect of cleansing and purification, but water is one that you can be still and let it be the flow that takes the unnecessary away from you. An interesting thing to consider about the season of water, the closer we get to Samhain. Water only has form because it has to be contained within something, whether it's a riverbed or a pond or a puddle or the sea, and us. After all, we are a container of water too. What happens then? And it's a serious consideration as we head towards Samhain. What if we imagine water without a vessel, without a container? Imagine it freely moving out and about, unrestricted, not forcing itself to move, but being able to flow openly. And we need to flow openly into Samhain. We can't feel like we're forcing our way into it. We don't even usually benefit if we feel like we are arriving in a storm into it. We need to be in a calmer place before we get there to do the work of Samhain. Imagine everything you hold dear. Everything that matters the most to you is a vessel within you. Or maybe better, you're the vessel. And what if you took a deep breath and you exhaled and you no longer had any boundaries? And everything that's aligned to the season of water within you, all the beautiful things, the things that remain after you've done the work of Lammas and Mabon, what if you just let those go? You're still the source of them, you're still connected to them, but what if they were unfettered and unbound and offered to the universe? Season of water might not, this Mabon to the winter solstice alignment, it may not align as that to those of you who consider the sign, the water signs, the 3 water signs of tarot. So it could be you're watching this and going, well, I would relate to the months in which there's a water sign, but I'm not so sure about this season of water. But think this way. We have the season of water, spiritually, to explore in an earth-based tradition, alignment to that element within this turning of the year, and each of the other elements align powerfully to their season. And then we have times in the months that align to the astrological signs of water to revisit that. Because the season of water never really leaves us. No season really ever leaves us. We're one with all of the seasons all through the year. One of the lessons of the Wheel of the Year is it's always summer. Because summer as an archetype is always there for us to draw on. It's always Mabon. It's always the season of water and the season of earth and the season of air and fire. So those of you who have an astrological bent and who align certain aspects of the tarot to the season of water, all those things, everything is available to us every single moment in the entire turning of the wheel. But how wonderful it is to have this period of time to truly express the drama and the power and the, well, almost forceful, transformative nature of water, and then to journey with it into the season of Samhain and to spend time with it as what comforts and nurtures, heals, and offers that perfect place to begin again. I wish you all mirth and reverence in the season of water.